she ain't down.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, that kick is it.
With a huge highlight
That's
tonight.
terrible.
That's what happened to Priscilla. And Valentina is going to beat her up.
Yeah, it looks like she opened her up with one of those elbows.
Big damage.
Stoppage
Looking
could come
very
here.
closely. That's it. That's it.
And still, the UFC flyweight champ.
Stop everything. Valentina the Bullet. Shevchenko just dropped a fucking bombshell on Dakota Ditcheva and her message. Brutal, cold, savage. I'm a monster. That's your last fight. This isn't hype. This isn't playful trash talk. This is war. The Queen of Violence has officially answered Dakota Ditcheva's call-out, and the MMA world is shook.
Ditcheva makes the playoffs for the win of any kind.
Those knees are brutal.
Oh, nasty combination.
Really hurt.
And the body work, and that'll do it. Dakota Ditcheva with a quick six.
You okay?
And clinches the #1 seed. Class work again.
Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated violent Cinderella, has been destroying everyone in the PFL 15-0-10 brutal finishes. Knees like Anderson Silva, knockout power like Amanda Nunes, and the coldest killer instinct since Chris Cyborg, and she dared to call out Valentina Shevchenko, the most dangerous woman in UFC history. And Valentina, she didn't hold back. The Bullet fired straight shots at Dakota, saying, "I'm a monster. I'll end you. When I see the hole, I'll finish it as soon as I can. That's your last fight. I'll end your era." This isn't a call-out. This is a fucking death sentence in MMA language. Here's why this moment shook the entire MMA world. On one side, Valentina Shevchenko, a two-time UFC flyweight champion, the woman who went toe-to-toe with Amanda Nunes, a sniper with over 20 MMA wins, Muay Thai world titles, and the scariest fight IQ in the game. On the other, Dakota Ditcheva, just 27 years old, undefeated. PFL's golden child, the future of women's MMA. For Valentina to look at Dakota and basically say, "I'll fucking end you," that's not just veteran confidence. That's the queen putting the rookie in her place. This is more than just a fight. This is the ultimate clash of eras. Valentina Shevchenko, the last queen of UFC dominance. Dakota Ditcheva, the nightmare of the new generation. If Dakota beats Valentina, she instantly becomes a legend killer and walks into the UFC as the face of women's MMA. But if Valentina ends Dakota's streak, she kills the hype train, silences the future, and reminds the world that she's still the most dangerous striker alive. Think about what's on the line here. If Carmouche couldn't stop Dakota, if Chris Cyborg is lining up, and now even Valentina wants blood, Dakota Ditcheva is officially the most hunted fighter in the world. This isn't about belts. This isn't about rankings. This is about legacy and survival. Because one thing is clear when Valentina says, "end your era," you better believe she means it.
When I will see the hole, I will use this to finish as soon as I can.
So here's the question. Will Dakota Ditcheva survive the bullet? Or will Valentina Shevchenko end her hype and bury her career before it ever reaches UFC gold? One thing's for sure, Valentina just dropped a fucking bombshell, and the fight game will never be the same.
I can't wait to step in the cage and fight, and I'm ready, and I can't wait to show you who is the real warrior, and just this.
But yes, we got a bye in the second round, which I would have liked to see the fight then, but it is what it is, you know. I'm prepared, I've trained hard, and I'm just going to go in and do what I always do, you know. I never fixate too much on what my opponent's doing, you know. They can change each fight. Like me, my fight, first round was completely different to my third, so you never know what's going to happen.
Manchester's undefeated star, Dakota Ditcheva, didn't just win a belt. She destroyed Valentina Skitizzi inside one round. A barrage of knees, Anderson Silva style left Skitizzi's face swollen shut, forcing doctors to wave it off. And in Skitizzi's own words, "Dakota Ditcheva ended my career." This wasn't just a TKO, it was a statement. 9 finishes in her first 10 fights, a $100,000 paycheck, and a reputation that has UFC fans screaming for Dana White to sign her before she cleans out every woman in the PFL.
Anything. Give me whoever you want. Get me to fight wherever you want. I'll stay in Europe.
Dakota Ditcheva grabbed that mic and sent a terrifying message. Anything is next. Give me whoever you want. I'll stay in Europe. I'll go to America. I'll clean them all out. That wasn't just confidence, that was a threat to every fighter in the UFC flyweight and bantamweight divisions. Dana White thought Amanda Nunes' retirement left the division safe. Think again. Ditcheva has the finishing power of Nunes, the Muay Thai knees of Anderson Silva, and the cold killer instinct of Chris Cyborg. And here's where it gets controversial because numbers don't lie. Amanda Nunes had 6 stoppages in her first 9 fights. Chris Cyborg, 6 as well. Dakota Ditcheva, 7 knockouts in 9 fights. She's not just on par with the greatest women in MMA history, she's ahead of them. And she's only 25. The question is no longer if Dakota will dominate, it's who's left alive to stop her. And let's not forget the business side. With the PFL buying Bellator, Don Davis is already eyeing a PFL versus UFC war. And his weapon of choice? Dakota Ditcheva. Imagine Dakota versus Valentina Shevchenko. Imagine Dakota versus Erin Blanchfield. Hell, imagine Dakota walking straight into the UFC and taking Alexa Grasso's belt on day 1. Dana White. You better pay attention because Don Davis just sent a fucking clear message. Dakota Ditcheva is coming to kill your UFC division's Valentina Skatitsi's career? Gone Amanda Nunes' throne? Vacant Dana White's divisions? Under siege, Dakota Ditcheva isn't just the future. She's the UFC's worst nightmare. And after Dublin, the entire MMA world knows it. This is only the beginning. And Dana, she's coming for you.
Club and a right hand. Oh, big one. Dakota Ditcheva.
Dana White, you better listen up because Molly McCann just dropped a effing bombshell. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just the future of MMA, she's the monster that's coming to kill your entire UFC divisions.
Dakota Ditcheva, absolutely killing it over in PFL. I think eventually she'll come over to the UFC. How big of a star can she be in the UFC?
I think she's potentially got it all to be better than any of us. Yeah. And like, I'd even put it up there with like she can do everything that Valentina's done.
Molly Meatball McCann, a fighter who's been inside the UFC cage, just said Dakota can do everything Valentina Shevchenko's done and maybe even more. That's right, Valentina, the queen of violence, might finally meet her executioner. Let's be real, Dakota. Ditcheva didn't just show up. She came in and took over. In 2024, she smoked former UFC title challenger Taila Santos to claim the PFL Women's Flyweight World Championship, the same Santos who nearly dethroned Valentina Shevchenko. Dakota ran through her like she was nothing. Molly McCann didn't hold back. She said she can do everything Valentina's done. She was UFC ready before she was even in the PFL. That's not hype. That's a veteran telling the world that Dakota is already past the UFC level. Molly even admitted she tried to knock doors down for UK women's MMA, but it's Dakota's job now to smash those doors down and bury everyone inside the UFC. Dana White, this is the future, and she's coming for you.
A dream opponent with Baby B, Shevchenko. Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her, so yeah.
Dakota has already looked Valentina dead in the eyes and said, I'm coming to kill you. Let's not forget, Valentina is 37. Dakota is only 26. The speed, the hunger, the youth, the power. This isn't just a fight. This is a hostile takeover.
The PFL has really gone behind your teammate Dakota Ditcheva. First off, what do you think of her performances so far this year?
Oh, she's a killer. She's a killer. She's the future of MMA, and I think that she's only getting better. She's young, she's hungry, she's disciplined, she's motivated. She's got a good head on her shoulders.
Like, not in the UFC yet, but look at Dakota Ditcheva. She is a scary striker, and she's an amazing athlete, right? But her mom was Muay Thai world champion, so she came up in this sport and has been doing it her whole entire life.
Don't just take Molly's word for it. Kayla Harrison called Dakota a killer. Juliana Miller said she's a scary problem for the whole UFC. When top fighters are admitting they're horrified of you, that's not hype, that's fucking reality. Right now, Dakota Ditcheva isn't just undefeated, she's untouchable. She's a monster. She's a killer, and she's the nightmare that Dana White and the UFC can't run from forever. And if Molly McCann is right, then Dakota Ditcheva is not just the next Valentina. She's the fucking end of every single UFC division. So here's the big question. When Dakota Ditcheva finally jumps to the UFC, will she just take a belt, or will she kill the entire roster? Dana White, Valentina, the whole UFC, your nightmare is already here.
Yeah, Conor McGregor follows me on Twitter. Like, I was told that as well the other day by my brother's friend. So, you know, things like that are like massive.
Superstar, what is up, Fiat? You're the next big thing, guys. Look up your nose. Great to see it, Fiat.
Dakota Ditcheva just dropped a fucking bombshell, and the MMA world is spinning. Conor McGregor tried to pull her to the UFC. Dana White's been sniffing around, and fans thought it was a done deal. But nope, Dakota just shut the door and lit the fuse on a full-blown PFL versus UFC war.
That was digging deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble.
Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
She's 15-0-12 finishes, the face of the PFL, the poster on their billboards, the star in their promos, the main event fighter. They push harder than anyone. And here's where it gets controversial. PFL didn't even put her in this year's tournament. The reigning champion sidelined. Why? Politics, matchmaking nightmares, and a looming UFC threat.
You're the next big thing, guys. Look up your nose.
At BKFC 71, Conor McGregor, yes. The Conor spotted Dakota, hugged her, and told her to her face, "You're the next big thing, baby." Social media exploded. Fans started tagging Dana White. UFC hype accounts called her the future of the flyweight division. People thought this was the start of a UFC fast-track signing. But that's when Dakota's curveball hit.
I'm just like, get me anything, literally. But like you said, you know, it was kind of, it's hard. I get it's hard for PFL, you know, they've put all the girls in the tournament and then now they need to find someone that's going to kind of give me a good competition. They can't give me someone that's, you know, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. I think that's another thing that I have to understand is like if I'd had a 5-round war with Santos, there would have been a few more people in there that would have been more of a match. But
instead of chasing UFC gold or riding McGregor's cosign into the octagon, she said no. Dakota confirmed she's staying in the PFL. In her own words, "I'm gutted. I haven't had anything just yet. Get me anything. Literally, I left it up to PFL whether they were going to put me in it or not. And now she's booked for July's PFL Champion Series card. No opponent yet, but one thing's for sure, she's not leaving." Here's what nobody's saying out loud. Dakota Ditcheva is PFL's biggest weapon in the women's market. Losing her to the UFC? That's not just losing a fighter. That's losing your brand identity. And Dana White knows it. That's why rumors of a massive UFC offer have been swirling. But if Dakota walks, PFL loses its golden child. PFL founder Don Davis reportedly sat down with Dakota, and let's be real, this wasn't just a welcome back meeting, this was a name your price conversation. If she stays, she remains the queen of the division. If she leaves, PFL's women's flyweight scene collapses overnight. This isn't just about Dakota Ditcheva anymore. This is UFC versus PFL in plain sight. We've seen poaching wars before, but with Conor McGregor publicly backing her, Dana White willing to throw bags of cash, and the PFL digging in their heels, this could turn into the nastiest fighter tug-of-war in years. This isn't just about Dakota Ditcheva anymore. This is UFC versus PFL in plain sight. We've seen poaching wars before,